Oh, yeah, I can't hear myself. I mean, kind of. I'm not wearing headphones.
You sound just as good or bad as you always do.
I'll have to take your word for it. We're outside.
Yeah, in person.
Live. Again, we did at John's backyard.
Live and unedited.
This is the raw cut. Maybe we won't edit this one.
That'll be our special member price. Or
Ed Uncle Hat's even with us today. He's usually over there at the studio instead.
Where is he? He wandered off.
Well, he's messing with your dog. I think
somebody's got to do it.
Playing fetch.
Yeah.
He found a bone in his backyard.
I'm gonna pour the first round of drinks if you wanna.
All right. Yeah, this is like
entertain
episode.
The folks.
Oh, no pressure. No, but I don't know how entertaining this will be. We're like I said, we don't know if this is going to be episode 79 or 80, or maybe we'll just both release them at the same time. We're trying to still figure
That'll
out.
Show people.
John and Phil figured out that this will be episode 80, the season finale of Time to Lean and Here's a Song, season 8. So all done. Season 8's done. Episode 80, here's the one, episode 80. Let's have some fun. You'll have to excuse me, I'm on cold medicine.
The Dave Daniels episode, we're trying to figure out
it's
the song for that.
We're trying to make it a big one.
Well, epic. Well, no spoilers.
You can't have a spoiler on an episode that was already released.
What is this that we're drinking?
Okay, let's jump right in. We're going to try 3 different whiskeys today. Because why not? Because it isn't every day that we get to record in person.
It's a nice autumnal day. The leaves are starting to change.
It's very nice. This is, I'm sure I've said before, this is about as good as Minnesota weather ever gets.
I think
fall time. Yeah.
When we recorded here last time, was it fall also? Because I remember the sound of leaves falling sometimes.
I think it was. So it was about a year ago?
Probably almost to the
I'll
day.
bet it was. Because
it probably was almost to the... That's weird.
Okay. Up on deck first is... This is one is one of... it's a fairly new release, I think. It's something I saw on a whiskey blogger or YouTuber or something like that who seems to know what he's doing, really recommended it, and it looked interesting. And this is first for me on this show, I think, is a Jack Daniels product.
Well, yeah, I'm not familiar with them very much.
And I normally, everybody knows the Jack Daniels, the black label, traditional Tennessee whiskey, which is really bourbon, but isn't called that. But it basically is bourbon, but they also filter it through some charcoal filtering process. That's part of their deal.
The smoother?
I guess, although the stuff tastes pretty janky to me half the time. I don't know.
Maybe they have to filter it so it is even less janky.
I've never cared for it. It either is kind of harsh and
I've only ever had it in Coke.
Yeah, it is really a great whiskey to have in a Coke.
Yeah.
If I had to pick, that's always
my Uncle Jeff has that. Usually that's his go-to drink.
But this one is they make more than just the standard swill. They're a huge distillery, and they make some higher end products they make some single barrel. They make a rye, which is pretty good. A couple versions of that.
Been curious about that.
They make a really expensive, fancy one called the Sinatra edition, which I've never had.
Isn't that like $75 a bottle or something?
I think it's
more than
plus. That. Yeah, it's
very
okay,
expensive. All right.
Because apparently that was,
or maybe it's 150.
That was Frank's favorite. Haven't had the Sinatra. That's one of those. It's probably like Johnny Walker Blue, where it's just really fancy and
sure.
I don't know. Maybe they pay the Sinatra family corporate.
Oh, they have to. Yeah, they get a cut.
Money.
I heard a Nancy Sinatra song on the way up here.
Really? It wasn't.
Guess which one it was?
It wasn't Boots.
It was. She must have done other ones.
Well, there's that duet she did with her dad, the Something Stupid.
Oh, yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah. They used to play that on Easy 101, 103 FM.
That's
when I was a DJ.
That's one I play on gigs sometimes. But anyway. Yeah, it's just kind of okay.
It's a sleepy kind of song.
But this one is called Jack Daniel's Triple Mash.
Triple Mash.
And it is it's a combination of it's basically 3 different whiskeys, and this reminds me a lot of what High West does, but it's got some rye and it's got some malted barley whiskey and some bourbon, or they call it Tennessee whiskey, but
it's a trifecta.
And it's 100 proof, 50%, and it's even a bottled and bond, so it's at least 4 years old.
Oh my!
And the other thing that's interesting to me about it is that this and their new bottled and bond release, which I have not tried yet, but it comes in 700 milliliter bottles, not 750s, which you could call shrinkflation.
Yeah.
Or it could be part of that whole thing where everybody but the United States does 700 milliliter bottles, but we do 750. And so for a long time, our regulations didn't allow you to sell 700 bottles. So there were all sorts of, like, especially scotches and things that they'd never wanted to bother to make, or weren't able to make a North America release that had 750 in it. So it's kind of a nice that they can import them now. And I'm wondering if this particular one might be
something they're trying to get.
Maybe they'll export
over there.
Yeah, and maybe we only have to make, and they only have to make one size of bottle, and conveniently it's smaller.
Yeah, and it fits better in a liquor cabinet.
I'm going to be curious to see going forward if this is a trend, like, are other American whiskeys going to go to that smaller size, partially to squeeze some more profit.
Maybe charge the same price.
I mean, so far they've kept the same size and just raised the prices because prices are just going up on whiskey like crazy. I got one of my local stores, marketing emails, and one of the things they featured in there was good old Lagavulin 16-year Scotch, which is an old favorite of mine. Although I haven't had it in a while. And but their price advertised on it was $99.99, which is really, really high. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that it was routinely in the $60-something range.
Yikes!
It's been in the 80s for a while, and now it seems to have jumped again.
I blame Joe Biden.
Thanks, Biden, or thanks, Obama.
It was his fault.
But yeah, of course, everything's going up in price. Some of it's just costs are going up, and Lagavulin is just one of those very popular scotches, and for good reason. It's very good.
Yeah.
But the price, $100, starts to get really tough for me. Especially when there's other interesting things out there. But
you want to try something new.
So
like this.
Anyway, back to and this is a mid-shelf price. I think it's $35 maybe. It's not a super high priced. And so you tell me what you think of it, because I developed a very strong opinion on what I think it tastes like.
Getting I don't want to say bubble gum, but I was getting a bubble gum kind of smell and taste. But it's spicy though at the end.
You can taste a little rye in the finish more.
Yeah,
it's way more complex than any regular Jack Daniels I've ever had.
You don't get a bubble gum though, do you? My sinuses are kind of messed up.
Okay, so what I get is this very specific, but I get a cherry Tootsie Pop. Is my big go-to. There's a candy cherry taste. It's not a cough syrup. I want to make that clear because that's gross. But so no Robitussin. But this one is.
I know exactly, because they have those weird multi-flavored.
But it's
Tootsie
like
Roll packs.
It's like the cherry Tootsie Pop, and then there's a little bit of that kind of dull chocolate.
No, okay.
In the background,
we'll say it's a cherry Tootsie Pop.
That's what I get off of it.
Strange.
A definite cherry.
This is the Telly Savalas version.
Candy cherry. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. I recommend especially if you like cherry notes. On your whiskey, and it's pretty good.
I'm going to put a little water in.
I would do that.
I'm going to see what happens there.
Yeah, I'm going to open it up.
You didn't bring any water.
No, in fact, I'm going to go get mine. You entertain the folks, or I'll just cut this part out.
The airplane. Hi, Birdie. Did you want to say something to the folks, our listeners? All right, I put a little water in there. I was going to bring a whiskey to try, too, because I wanted to compare that Opidon that I get every now and then. I wanted to compare it to the third one we're going to try, but I forgot to bring mine. Oh, well. I brought nothing to share. What a jerk. I also came up here to get an old rusty fence gate, an architectural piece for the backyard, or have some vines growing on it or something. I don't know where that came from. Your
came from
wife's yard, your wife's mom's yard.
Yeah,
your mother-in-law,
Sharon Peterson's yard.
Sharon P.
Yeah, right. Matthew P.'s mom. Whoops. Sorry, you've been doxxed.
All right. Did you try water yet? No.
No, I'm putting the water in now. Oh,
I like it better with water. It's less candy-ish.
Bubblegummy? Okay. Yeah. Yep.
You can kind of taste more of the spices now. It really has. Is that the burn at the end or spices? I'm getting confused. My allergies are bothering me.
Yeah, the water kind of brings out a little bit. It does tone the sweetness down.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of.
I'm not getting as much of that cherry flavor either.
No, it like you'd expect, it evens it out.
Yeah.
It kind of amplifies a little bit of bitterness at the end, I think.
Huh.
Or it emphasizes the rye, something like that.
Maybe that's the better way to say it. A nicer way.
Yeah. So
okay,
let this sit
nice.
for a second. And
it's warming me up a little bit.
Yeah, it's good stuff. We've been a little bit slow on the production schedule because, of course, we both get... We say this every year now that we've been doing this for a while. We're so busy because of start of school. And that's true. We all get busy.
I seem to feel it a little bit more every year. Mm-hmm. Well, also this year I'm kind of managing two areas now, so it's been a little mentally taxing. So I don't know. I apologize in advance for being a zombie. No, I'm not a zombie.
So how many episodes has your friend done of the baseball episode?
Oh, what is he on? Let's see. King. He's on. Did he just put the 7th one out? I think so.
Okay.
I think he's working on 8. He's trying to get a few backed up in the can because his job's going to get kind of nutty for a while, and then he's going to want some to just be able to put them out still.
Oh, that's really
which
cool.
we never. Maybe we should do that. Right? We'll record 8 episodes.
Why don't we try releasing one of the ones from the first?
Just re-releasing?
Just see if anybody knows.
Make a new edit.
Cut out any references to current events. Oh, that was great. It was one of the best ever. I'm sure there are a few people that never heard some of the earlier ones. And,
well, sure.
I mean, they're all there. You can go back and suffer along with everybody else. But
when you think about it, I mean, maybe this, if this is the episode 80, I don't know, it would be the last one of the season. I know John always gives me a little. We don't need to have seasons, but
I'm in the acceptance phase, so it's okay.
So as a recap, I guess. But when we first started, it was a lot of nostalgia. We mostly were talking about things we liked when we were kids and stuff, and
yeah,
we kind of ran out of that kind of stuff, and then we just started talking more about whiskey and
other
things.
I guess I can
things we're watching.
Do another Rapid City update. I was just out there a few weeks ago visiting.
Well, I might need another drink before that.
All the okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to pour the next round.
Okay.
No,
which one's this one?
So,
Elijah Craig.
This is Elijah Craig, which everybody's probably, well, not everybody, but people know pretty well. This is a version I have not tried in the past.
Like a version.
Aversion therapy? What?
Drank for the very first time. Oh, that's a nice pour. Thank you.
This is called Toasted Barrel.
Toasted Barrel?
And apparently, and I didn't even knew this existed, that it's basically the standard Elijah Craig bourbon, but it's been finished in some newly charred barrels.
Newly charred barrels?
Like fresh ones.
Okay. Huh.
So they basically do the standard aging, and then it spends a certain amount of time in a new oak barrel, so I think it gives it more...
Oh, so at the end?
Yes. So it ages a little longer than the standard, but it's like when they take a bourbon and dump it into some ex wine barrels, things like that.
Yeah.
So it's a finish.
Except it's a toasted
barrel, and I online people have been talking about how not only good it is, but how difficult it can be to find.
Yeah, and you had to get it when you saw it.
I saw it at a store, and I just, I better try it. So it's the first time I've ever seen it just sitting on the shelf, and they had a couple bottles left, so I had to pick it up. And
well, the first smell I got was marshmallows, but I'm not. Maybe that was just because you said toasted. That might just be a mental thing.
Yeah, and this is not a high proof. It's a 94 proof, so it's I think it's the same as the standard Elijah Craig, so it's not one of their barrel proof for bottle and bond deals. It is darker, I think, in color than the usual. Yeah, 47%.
Well, what do you smell? What's the nose doing? Or the nose?
I definitely get some. There's a really good oak nose on this one.
Oh, I wish I could smell better. I can smell that now.
It doesn't smell as sweet as some. I don't get as much vanilla. As like, for example, I don't have it in front of us, but the barrel proof, which is their high proof, not watered down Elijah Craig, that one does have more vanilla.
I'm getting a little maple
than this. Oh yeah, I can maybe see that.
But I can't trust my nose today.
Huh, okay. That's nice.
So you're doing a non-Fruit Loop. Follow your nose. It always knows, except today.
Follow your nose. It always knows.
Ouch! I smell it. Kellogg's Fruit Loop cereal.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. This is different.
Yeah, and it doesn't drink very sweet at all.
I'm getting a little confused by every time I drink it, I taste different things. It affects a different part of my body.
Yeah, sorry. Inside joke. Sorry.
We're not used to looking at each other. We just were laughing because
are you gonna say that one? Okay.
It affects a different part of my body every drink.
That was Jägermeister.
Yeah.
Lee H. Hi, Lee. Yeah, this stuff's really interesting. I don't
know what to say about it. I mean, it's not bad. It's good.
It's
very good.
And it really has a lot going on.
There's like 5 different flavors at once.
I haven't unpacked everything. It's the second time I've tried it since I got the bottle.
Well, I'm just letting it sit there for a while.
And it's not a smokiness, but there is a little bit of a cooked char. I mean, obviously the char on the barrel is, although it's not charred. I mean, I guess there's a difference between toasting a barrel and charring a barrel.
Oh, what? It's just heating
probably
it?
How much they put a fire on it. I
sure,
guess.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not the big char.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I like it.
I'm going to set this down for a second and talk about Rapid City. So
Rapid City,
Rapid,
Star of the West, gateway to the hills.
We should have a Rapid City update.
Tourism, yeah. Oh, I'm sure there'll be one. Here it comes.
Put the kids to bed and stay up late. It's John's Rapid City update. Rapid City, you're the one.
You make I-90 so much fun.
I'm a ducky. All right.
Sorry. We'll get canceled. So yeah, I was out there. I did drive. I took Bert with me.
Bert.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, Bert.
Hey, Bert.
Ernie.
Did he sound like that?
Ernie, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Go back to bed.
Hey, Bert.
Why do we have to sleep in twin beds?
We're like sleeping in the living room.
Yeah,
they had like one room. It was a studio apartment.
I think they had a nightstand, didn't they?
Yeah. Well,
or they just put out the tiny Muppet beds and and it had him in pajamas or something.
Well, because in those days, the Muppets, each one had to have one leg on the floor.
That's right. the Muppet or the
code.
PBS production code. Yeah. Oh, that's glorious. Yeah, no, but we went out there, just kind of. We had visited Paul S.'s house, and they have a golden retriever, of course.
What's that dog's name again?
Buffy.
Buffy, the vampire slayer.
Yeah, she's quite the slayer. Buffy's sister, littermate, was visiting also, because she's owned by some friends of theirs.
Yeah, there's a syndicate out there of retrievers.
They're apparently it's an exclusive club.
A back door
and
puppy mill.
So
no,
that's unfortunate.
No.
But so there were 3 Goldens running around.
Oh, jeez.
And my sister Megan's Golden Doodle was also Georgie.
Oh, that's right. A Gorgon Doodle.
Gorgon Doodle on Stranger Things. Yeah. Drowns you in demonic slobber.
So it's
golden retriever and standard
golden
poodle.
retriever and a poodle, a standard poodle.
Yeah, there are lots of variations.
A Pug-a-Doodle. Do they have a Pug-a-Doodle?
Oh, somebody's probably done it. It seems a little fucked up, if you ask me. But
like a pug's head on this huge body.
Still has the breathing problems.
Right. And also some hip problems to go in for a good measure.
No, it's got all the good stuff. God.
That must have been crazy.
That was really wild. Yeah,
that's like a dog park in your yard.
It was like a small dog park.
Oh, boy, she's got the zoomies.
Oh, she's zooming around the backyard. Bert.
Whew.
Yeah, she's still a young thing. Yeah, that was really fun, though. Yeah, all the dog stuff. And we took, Megan and I took our dogs to this really nice off-leash park out by the fish hatchery.
Oh, yeah?
Out there that's on Rapid Creek. And the dogs got to go, the first time she got to go in the water, which, was a big deal for her.
Oh, wow. Did she get a trout?
No trouts, unfortunately.
Go get us dinner.
Although Georgie took a shit in the creek, so. Sorry, Megan.
Shit creek.
We just both stood there watching in horror.
In a creek.
Just like just right in the middle, just stopped and like plop plop plop.
I think you could toilet train that dog.
Might take a while, but and anyway, really fun.
Tangent.
Had some good Taco Johns did all the usual stuff. It's political season, of course, so lots of ads and
Who's the guy running against Noam? I can't remember his name, but I get ads for him sometimes.
I did see a lot. I saw a surprising number of yard signs for him. I think the race is closer than it might have otherwise been.
Oh, wow.
I suspect that. I mean, I'm sure.
He seems like a good guy.
She'll probably still win, but I don't think she is the most loved person.
No.
I mean, there's only so much scandal, I think, that state can have.
And South Dakota has this thing about people that seem to be getting too national or whatever.
Well, I think my mom said the other night that Christie is more liked by people out of state than in state. So it's probably no mistake that she tries to get on cable news shows and stuff like that.
She's got some sort of aspirations. I don't know what.
Yeah, she got the almighty Trump blessing, so I guess that. But she has a competitive race. Where she has to actually work for it, and
I had heard she wasn't going to do debates. So at one point, did she?
Yeah,
decide
I think she did. Yeah, she did do one this week, I think.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, she made some vague comment about repealing the sales tax on groceries, which is kind of bonkers for her to talk about because, first of all, it would never happen. The legislature wouldn't go for it. But what would they replace it with would be...
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, now, to be clear...
They don't have, like, an income tax.
That is a horrible tax. It should not be a thing.
No.
It is the most regressive type of tax you can do on groceries. I'm talking about restaurants. I'm talking about just food at Safeway.
Maybe she just was at the grocery store and was upset and just
Probably
went off on a
high.
tangent.
It seemed like some really misjudged political idea that she'd get some extra votes or something.
Well, it's taxes.
Well, yeah, and obviously they love the no taxes, and she's trying to appeal all those former Texans moving into the state.
Texans or Taxons?
Or I'm not sure what they're fleeing exactly down there because
They're fleeing immigrants like Bob and Paul S.
So it's Texans?
There's a lot of Texans moving to the Black Hills area, apparently.
I know that, Dave Daniels is in Colorado, and people talk a lot about people from California coming there, and then people get pushed out and come to South Dakota, I guess. I don't know.
Some of that, yeah. I suspect it's not a gigantic number, but it was interesting though to see that because I'm used to the Democrats out there, just they're being so ineffectual that they just don't have the numbers.
No,
but
I don't know when we were kids they'd win every now and then.
yeah. Well, as we've talked about, it used to be a healthy two-party state where they
at least nationally
back in the Daschle days or whatever.
Sure.
All that. But it was a good visit, and Bert did not agree.
He said she hates talking about politics.
She doesn't like politics. Riles her
especially
up.
South Dakota politics.
Yeah.
No, there was another dog.
She is a South Dakota dog, actually. Yeah, did the usual stuff. It was a nice trip, and
it's a long drive though.
It's so long.
I don't know if I could do that anymore.
You just kind of hunker down and put on a lot of podcasts. But luckily, there's a lot more coffee on the route now, which helps me. I feel like Caribou finally figured out that they should put a bunch of places on that road.
Oh, so there's more caribous?
There's a bunch of those. And they're even in some of the truck stops now.
Oh, wow.
So you can just pull off and get a big old coffee and keep going.
I like Caribou better than Starbucks.
I actually don't.
You like Starbucks better?
I hate to say it because I don't think their company is that great. But,
well.
I Caribou's coffee just always tastes really weak. And I don't know.
For some
Starbucks
reason,
is not great. Don't get me wrong.
Maybe I haven't had Starbucks for a long time, but it always seemed a little, I don't want to say burned, but
they do. They still have a lot of burned brewed coffee. The thing I like best at Starbucks is the cold brew. They have the best cold brew of all the chains that I've had.
Oh, I remember liking those.
And that stuff's really good. And Caribou's is kind of lesser.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're out on I-90, although there's a Starbucks with a drive-through in Mitchell now, so it's awfully easy. In fact, both coming and going, we stopped in the Starbucks drive-through, got my big ass cold brew, and of course a pop cup for Birdie, which is the little
like
thing
fake
of whipped
ice cream or something.
They just put whipped cream in a little in a shot glass size cup.
Okay, sure.
They're free. It's nice.
A pop cup.
Yeah, you just say I want a pup cup, and they just give it to you.
And then what if you ate it? Would they get mad?
You have to drive away for it. But,
hey, give that back.
The baristas, I think, just like to
see the
say
dogs.
hi to the dogs. But
sure.
That works great. You can get all caffeinated and that kind of thing. I didn't find any good. The liquor stores were kind of a bust for me out there, unfortunately.
Every now and then you find some weird thing.
Yeah, sometimes I find
never
either a really good deal on something that maybe wasn't selling well, or something that I don't find around here. But it's random. That's okay.
No, but did you get to see Bruce and them and have whiskey?
Yeah, got to hung out, do some whiskey with the gang, and it was just nice and chill, and good. It was a good time.
Yeah, I get to see your mom for a while. I was trying to figure out how many students she's taught over the years. Has anybody kept track?
Who would do that?
It's at least 7.
Yeah, 7D or more.
7,000? I mean, it's been a lot.
It is massive. Yeah.
She's basically taught a small city.
A small city? Yeah, I think so. That's crazy. What have you been watching or anything? The old media consumption segment? There's a theme song there somewhere.
Well, I think we have one now. I can't remember.
We do have one. I totally forgot. Okay, splice that in.
Okay, here it comes.
are we watching? Why? What are we watching? Why? What are we watching? Why? What are we watching? Why?
Well, no.
I'm glad we paused so that there was some place to put it.
Let's have the third one.
Oh, I better
No?
finish then.
No, you're not even done with that.
Oh,
one.
I've got one more little.
Oh, I did see half of the first episode of Severance. Wow, that show is.
It's got a great build up.
I don't know. I think like 5 or 8 years ago, that would have been my favorite show ever.
It's really, I mean, the atmosphere is hard to beat.
It's so. I don't want to say precious isn't the right word, but they really pay attention to framing, the shots, and
the production design is also.
And the production design and the acting.
The mashup of all the different weird retro styles, and yet it's a little bit sci-fi dystopia looking.
Yeah.
And it's a really unique
It's like
look.
a futuristic, retro, weird thing. The scene design
Yeah.
is crazy. She got out again.
Yeah,
That's fine. It's hard to keep her in one place.
she has a lot of FOMO, that dog does.
A lot of what?
FOMO.
What's that mean?
Fear of missing out? FOMO?
Oh, FOMO? No. I'm learning lots
FOMO
of things
como
today.
va? No.
I'm learning about FOMO and pup cups.
Wow.
I try to learn something
It's
every
an
day.
education. Yeah,
We should get
I
an
should put
educational grant.
I should put an education tag on our iTunes listing.
Well, we're teaching about whiskey.
Yeah, clearly.
But Severance, I only watched about half of it because I was watching before bed, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be weird dreams.
Never mind the barking dog backgrounds.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
She's our special guest.
So that's Birdie.
She does not want to go in.
Yeah.
All
Doesn't
right.
understand.
So this.
So, okay, drink number 3 before we get back to Severance is Lafroig. Haven't had Lafroig featured on here for a while.
This is a different one, though.
This is one I had never seen. It came through one of the really good liquor stores, got a shipment in, and I think it's fairly limited. It's 10-year Lafroig, but it's been finished in sherry casks.
Yeah.
So it had, so it's another finished one. I don't know if it's spent all the time in sherry casks, flying south for the winter. Honk, honk. And it's it's still a 10-year. It's higher proof than the standard 10-year. This is 48%, which I think regular Lafroig 10 is 43, so it's a little higher. But it is, I mean, I don't think Lafroig puts any fake coloring in their whiskey, and
But
you can
it's
see
pretty dark.
This is really dark. So I'm wondering if this is all sherry for the whole 10 years, because it has a very
And
dark.
it is sweet.
Yeah.
So you may be right.
I think it is. It almost has that, what they call sherry bomb type of color, like some of the Macallans or Glendronach or some of those that are really heavy sherry. But
I wanted to bring. I mentioned this while you were gone, but I forgot the bottle. But I was going to try to compare this to that Opidon that I like. That's
right.
Sweet, Smoke and Sea or whatever. Mm-hmm. So basically, that's the other way around. Kind of. It's a bourbon, but they have it in a Scotch barrel.
That's right. So
it's sweet and smoky also.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
sweeter. And it's a former Isla Scotch barrel, right?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, they're doing some.
So it's sweet and smoky
cool
too,
stuff.
but it's sweeter.
Yeah. This is Bruce had
This
a
is
bottle.
nice and smooth. The other one's a little sweet.
Bruce had a Lafroig that's I think I mispronounce it. I call it Cadiris finish, but I don't know what.
Cadiris?
Yeah, CADE.
And now here's our
Cadiris.
Here's our Cadiris theme song.
Yeah.
Cadiris finish. Cadiris finish.
Sounds like a bunch of phlegm. But that one
This is
has
so smooth.
That one has some port wine or some other kind of finishing going on in it, and it was a little like this, but not as sweet.
Yeah.
And this one,
Was it this smooth?
Almost. Although
this
it was
is kind of
higher,
balanced.
although
though.
that was also a cast strength, so it was really a wallop. And this one I think is a little easier drinking, and it is the smoothest Lafroig I've ever like as far as just like the smoke doesn't really knock you over.
No, it's a balance. It's got a
really
neat balance.
Deep smoke flavor still. That I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really kill the.
It's not like you're
Lafroig
drinking
smoke.
a campfire necessarily, but But I've noticed that at some bars they'll do that with the bourbon. They'll put it in a box and put the smoke in there.
Yep. Or they'll do it with cocktails, like
Yeah.
like have little smoldering sticks or whatever they
Sure.
and put some kind of a cover on it.
Well, and that one drink that we used to get at the one place you performed a long time ago with the
Green Lantern.
The Green Lantern's not there anymore there, but that would have a flaming drink, but that was like burning absinthe.
Oh, that was not a that was called the Volstead. Yeah, the piano player and I used to always get that.
That was good.
Partially because it just had a great presentation. God, fire trucks are
Somebody's vacuuming their car
or a
out.
leaf blower maybe.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're
think
right.
that's
You're right.
To quote William Shatner, the leaf blower. Is there anything more futile?
I hate leaf blowers.
I know.
There's a
They
guy.
suck.
There's a guy across the street that he'll get up on his roof actually after a light snow, and he'll use the leaf blower to blow the snow off his
doesn't
roof.
fall off.
I'm like,
That's what I would do if I
dude,
did
get
that.
off your roof.
Get off your mother's lawn roof.
Get off your roof.
Yeah. Anyway, so Severance. I hope you watch more of it.
I am, but it's just
a very fun show.
It's
And it definitely is.
It's a mind fuck.
The first few episodes really are pretty slow moving, but it
Well,
pays
I'm
off.
all right with that.
It really pays off, I think.
The pacing, I don't mind slow stuff. The pacing's fine. There was enough weird stuff to keep your attention no matter how slow the pacing was. But
and how often do you get to see John Turturro and Christopher Walken in the same show?
well, I haven't seen him yet, so
Yeah, that might be the next episode.
Patricia Arquette is good.
She is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets a lot to do.
Again, I've only watched the first half of the first episode.
Yeah. Very fun show. I'm really interested there's going to be another season, and I'm curious to see what they do.
What a weird idea. But when you work at I don't know, it's almost too much when you work at an office and you're watching a show about, because work-life balance is such a big jargony kind of important / something that people talk about a lot, but maybe they don't really do much with. But businesses are always talking about that. So whoever got the idea for this decided to take it one step.
Yeah, and all the little things the plays on words they do, or the way they turn these HR-isms on their heads, like the break room. And you probably haven't seen.
No, I haven't seen anything
There is
yet.
a break room, and it's not really a good thing. And there's lots of really good.
I think
things
I
like
can
that.
see where.
If you've seen the show, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I think I can see. I think I can.
You don't want to go to the break room.
I think I can see where you're going, or where you're going with that. But
yeah, that's cool.
Ooh,
I'll call out one thing. I haven't really watched a lot of TV. I kind of let Yellowstone go by the wayside. I think I talked about that last time. Mary Jane really likes it, so she's kept going with it. I was content to not keep going with it, but
yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad show. It's well done, but
was that the one
didn't
with the
grab
mustache guy?
no, I think there's a spinoff with Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
No, this has Kevin Costner in it.
Oh, I don't know if I could.
Who has a really growl? He's old now, so he has
Oh.
this. I'm Kevin Costner.
Oh, yeah.
He has a really gravelly cowboy voice.
Okay.
But
maybe that would be more interesting then.
yeah, I don't know.
His
He's
voice
okay,
was kind of.
Hi, I'm Kevin Costner.
Yeah, no, he sounds like
It doesn't sound like
he
him,
sounds
really.
much more weathered
good.
now, and I don't
Well,
think
maybe
it's
he's had some
an
whiskey
act. Yeah,
over the years.
Maybe he smokes a lot of cigars. I don't know.
Who knows? What's he been doing?
He
Dances
shows
with
up and
Wolves too?
stuff. I don't know. Probably. It takes place in Montana on this super rich, sprawling
probably
cattle ranch. It's probably his.
It's probably his yard. He's in his backyard doing the show.
He and Ted Turner probably own half the land there, but
Ted Turner.
apparently
Is he still alive?
Yeah. He sold off his
Media empire and
then
bought
went
half
to
of Montana.
apparently. So good for him, I guess.
I don't know how everyone thinks about that. And well,
Yeah.
I have my grandpa's nephew. I don't know what that would make him, but his name was Ray Hunter. And I don't know if I've talked about him on the show before, but he's actually in the Cowboy Hall of Fame because he was kind of one of those guys you'd go to if you had a difficulty busting a bronc. He was the guy. He was known for that, and he did well in the rodeo circuit and stuff like that too. But he was at my grandpa's funeral. We were sitting there eating, and I sat next to him because I just thought he was a cool character, and he said, because he'd heard I was in theater, and he said, if you make it big, you buy one of these ranches and I'll run it for you. And I said, okay. But he's dead now, and I never made it big. Even the New Yorker, I couldn't.
So he wouldn't have done anything for you.
But if I would have had a ranch
I ain't
too.
doing shit.
I would have had a ranch too. But
Yeah.
in a parallel universe,
I think there's a guy
I'm like
on that show who does that. That handles difficult horses. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
So in a
there's-
parallel universe, I'm Kevin Costner.
There you go. Why not? We can all be Kevin.
I have the roles that he has, except I would have done Dances with Wolves too. I for sure. Electric
Part
Boogaloo.
2. Yeah.
Electricity comes to the hills.
So I'm going to call out a really odd movie that I watched recently.
Oh.
Really
I
enjoyed.
haven't seen movies for a
that.
while.
Pleasantly surprised me, even though I'd kind of been given a hint tip on it. But it's this late. Oh, is it? Maybe it's 1990 or something like that. It's almost an 80s movie. It's called Joe versus the Volcano.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, I'd heard of it too. Yeah,
Is that Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan are in it. They're the
Okay.
leads, and that was kind of in that phase where they made several movies together.
I just kind of assumed that was terrible.
Yeah, I did too. It looked really stupid, and I know I avoided it when it came out, and it's been on video forever and all that, and it shows up on. I'd never watched it, and somebody who I trust online went out of their way to say this is a really underappreciated movie. It's really interesting,
right.
quirky, and he was right. It was very charming. It had some quirk to it that was really interesting. The person who wrote and directed it, I'll put it in the show notes or something, but he did a few other. He actually wrote, I believe it was Moonstruck is where he got really big.
Oh, wow, sure.
And he wrote that. He's a playwright, I think, and he also did the movie, and I think it was a play also called Doubt, the one with Meryl Streep and Philip Seymour Hoffman. So
Oh, wow.
not the same kind of thing as
I was
those
going
other
to say
ones.
not a romantic comedy.
He's done a few other things, but it's one of these things that I feel like would never have gotten made, today, and it's got some funny things in it, but it's got weird, almost Terry Gilliam like exaggerations and whimsy in it.
Oh,
And it like Lloyd Bridges has a small role in it, and he's kind of goofy, and
Yeah,
Robert
well.
Stack, who was really kind of funny, and
but the airplane people.
but it has something to say. It's just I don't know. It's hard to describe, and I would say
All
if you run
right.
across it, I really liked it. I'm gonna watch it again sometime. And
Surprise.
and
I just assumed that was terrible.
Meg Ryan was always one of my first movie crushes when I was younger, and she is just adorable in this, and she plays 3 different roles in this movie too, which is kind of fun.
What?
She has 3 different characters who just happen to look the same.
How strange.
But they they're different people in different costumes and hair and stuff, and
Okay.
it's really
That might be
it's
worth
interesting.
seeing it for that.
Yeah, she's good, and Tom Hanks is good too. I mean, he does okay, and even though he's kind of playing the same thing, but it's
Bosom buddies.
it's really I don't know if it's one of his best movies, but it's one of the best movies he's been in, if you know what I mean.
Huh. Okay.
But I recommend that. At least give it a try. Maybe some people will not appreciate it like I did, but very fun. And I'm sure that if there were any ads or trailers for it, it was probably marketed horribly, because I think it did badly when it came out.
For whatever reason, just from looking at it looked like it was going to be terrible.
Yeah, exactly. It looked like
Did it have? But it sounds like it has a lot going. Did it have too much going on? They pulled it off.
It was a little more sophisticated than you would have thought.
Okay, all right.
It's still parts of it are very funny, but it switches gears quite abruptly at certain places too.
Weird.
And it's good.
Okay.
The other old Tom Hanks movie that was surprisingly good was The Burbs. That's around the same time. That's Joe Dante directed. He's the guy who did Gremlins.
I can't remember. I don't think I've seen that one.
And The Burbs is actually pretty good. It's not as good, but that's a fun movie too. It's a little predictable and formulaic, but
that makes me think of a Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi movie. What was that one? It was set in a suburb, and they had a big fight or something, like the neighbors moved in. Neighbors, there.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe that.
Yeah.
I know a totally different movie,
Yeah.
but
Another
which was not a very good movie either.
I was on a Letterboxd, the movie review site that I post on all the time, and I was reading people talking about Hanks and other things when I went to leave a review for Joe versus the Volcano, and they a lot of them were praising the old Dan Aykroyd Tom Hanks movie Dragnet. Do you remember that?
Oh, Dragnet, yeah.
Which I think that might be better than I remember. I think it's a little more sarcastically funny than I gave it credit for when I saw it when it came out.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may have to revisit that sometime. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I've been, oddly enough, I was thinking about that movie the other day, too.
Yeah, it's true. But anyway, that's my thing. Otherwise, I've been wasting a lot of hours playing the Horizon Zero Dawn sequel on the PlayStation 5, which is really a cool game. It looks amazing. It's really fun.
What is it again?
This one's called Horizon Forbidden West.
Is this the dinosaur one?
Yeah, it's the robot dinosaur.
Okay, all right.
In the future,
Gosh,
and destroyed thing.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's more of the same, really, but fun. They do some cool stuff and
incredible graphics.
They made some changes which I really welcomed. Like one of the things in a lot of these games where you have to, pick up and make things and all that stuff, and or gather things so you can heal yourself or whatever. Just crap you have to carry around with you. You can spend a lot of time with it. You get into this ridiculous amount of inventory management. And the first game,
I do that at work. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And you would constantly, because you kill something and you always loot them because they've always got stuff.
Yeah, they'll get something you need.
That's usually whatever the equivalent of money is in the game. You pick the bones clean, basically. And it's think about it, it's kind of funny, but they always drop stuff like little parts to build other things, or trinkets and other things you can sell, and and in the original game you only had so much space in your bags to carry it all, which I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, you gotta upgrade your bag,
but you'd be constantly running out of, like, I can't carry anymore, like the character would say when you try to pick stuff up, and you're like, okay, this I gotta make room for this new thing is cool that
I gotta drop 3 of these
and you have to throw a whole bunch of stuff out, or go to a merchant and sell it all
and go back, and
then or just so you clear up enough room. And it was just this time wasting thing, which it's not realistic, but if you're gonna make the player do all that stuff, there should be easier, less tedious things.
They should make some money on it.
And so
it's a
surprised
job.
they don't. That basically what they did in the new one is that in all the little camp areas where you like save your game and buy stuff, that you have what they call a stash.
Oh, smart.
And there's a little chest there you go visit.
Yeah,
and
they should have had that before.
I think, it's a cool idea. And basically, is if you're out there and fighting the monsters and everything, if your bag gets filled, it automatically sends everything onward to the stash.
Oh, interesting.
It just goes there, like magically
you don't lose
appears. No, it goes to the stash and it sits there, and then when you
teleports.
Yeah, it magic, whatever. Hand wavy stuff. But it's pretty cool because, and then you just, if you need more of that particular thing, health potions or whatever it is you carry around with you all the time, you just go back there and grab it.
You know where your stash is.
Yeah, and they're all over the map.
Get my stash, man.
You can visit. So the convenience features are welcome. So I figure they not only upgraded the all the graphics and all that stuff.
Oh, one of these dumb games I play is like they're like a shop hero or something game where you craft a bunch of things and sell things, and then you outfit heroes, and they did a sequel of this game, Shop Heroes Legends. I'm not advertising it. It's just a time killer game. But
is this just like a phone game or something like that?
Thing,
okay.
Yeah. But now they have this thing where you can your shop can have a clearance, and this guy comes and he'll buy like all your, because you have to build like 30 axes before it upgrades to the next level or whatever.
Yeah.
And you get a new blueprint or something. So, but this guy comes and he'll buy all your, low stuff and give you a pretty good price for it. So that was a nice little addition.
That's not stressful.
Well, that's like a job too. Yeah, I don't know. I just started the second one. The first version was a lot more slow paced. You just would load up some stuff and then check it the next day or something.
So is this one of those games where you can play it for nothing and you just have to wait for things to happen, or you can pay more money and speed things up?
Yep,
and
there's always
those are everywhere.
There's always like I looked at the top city, and that person's probably already spent like hundreds of dollars already. But I don't know if I'll keep playing this game because they do get like a job sometimes,
Yeah, well, get your Switch out and play Breath of the Wild.
I know. I still want to do that.
You don't have to pay anything.
Oh.
It's just your time. So I brought out a non-drink thing.
Oh.
So this is a box of Malamars. You ever seen Malamars before?
Yeah. I don't know if I've had something like that.
Yeah,
I must have had those.
It's a cookie that is kind of famous in the New York area.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you can't get it anywhere besides the New York or Eastern Seaboard.
The old Nabisco brand.
And it's a chocolate covered marshmallow on a little graham cracker
Some
cookie.
kind of wafer thing, graham cracker.
Yeah,
so it's like a s'more.
It's almost like a s'more. But it's a different. It's not a Hershey bar style.
Oh.
It's different. So you'll find out in a second.
Okay.
But they're kind of. I'd first heard of these things in the movie When Harry Met Sally. Speaking of Meg Ryan.
I was just going to say we're on a Meg Ryan.
Tie that in, and that because Billy Crystal talks about Malamars and being so amazing, and it's this New York thing apparently.
Sure.
And a number of years ago, I just happened to see a box in a store, and I tried. And I was like, these things are really good. And apparently, they don't make them all year round. They're kind of a winter season thing because they don't want to ship them in the hot months because the chocolate melts.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not the chocolate is kind of
it doesn't have as much
plastic or whatever. that it actually melts. So anyway, they had these. I was at a store today and they had them on the shelf. And I haven't seen them in a number of years. So.
I don't know if I've seen those around here. I think
so
I've had one though.
I better.
All right.
And
this is an unboxing.
It's an unboxing audio. Nobody's gonna
listen to the sound of the wrapper being opened.
Okay, the cellophane's being opened
and
now.
a nice plastic container.
Take one.
And they're lined up in rows. I'm going to grab two.
Yeah, do it.
But I can only grab one at a time.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is different. Oh, what a crunch. I wasn't expecting that.
Nabisco
yummy.
makes a similar thing to it called pinwheels.
Okay.
They're a little bit like this, but I think the chocolate is different on them.
I wasn't expecting that crunch.
Yeah, the chocolate's kind of hard.
How did they do that?
It's more of a dark chocolate, too.
Nice. We're drinking and eating in this episode.
Yeah.
People get to listen to us eat. I could... They were
That's
completely
terrible.
unintelligible.
I'd skip over this part.
They were completely unintelligible.
So yeah, if you ever see a Malamar, if you like marshmallow and chocolate, they're pretty good.
Oh, this is nice. I like the dark chocolate.
Yeah.
More of an edge.
They've definitely got a nice...
Which one of these whiskeys would it pair the best with? Probably
maybe the bourbon.
Yeah. Should we try it?
Mm-hmm. I'll finish my...
I'm always a little bit ahead of John. John is a slower drinker.
That's because I'm yipping too much.
Yeah, I'm not talking as much in this one. That's fine. Talk. Remember that band, Talk?
I think I do.
They had a song called Talk.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't know what songs they did.
I wonder if they play that on One Hit Wonders.
Carrie Johnson's group.
Yeah, they're playing in October 7th. This won't get out by then, but this episode.
Maybe you'll be able to catch them in 2023.
I think I'm going to try to go.
Yeah, I might do. It's at a brewery.
It's at a brewery up above Can Wonderland, which is like one of those adult arcades or something.
I didn't realize Can was there too. They didn't used to be, did they?
I don't know why.
I feel like the last time I caught that band at that place, there wasn't anything else there.
Oh, I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I've been meaning to check out those kind of adult arcades. They have naughty video games.
We got to try that. Not the Big Buck Hunter. Not the Big Buck Hunter. Well, what's the verdict? Does it match?
That's nice.
Okay.
Well, the dark chocolate really pairs well. Yum.
Yeah, they're all good.
I've been watching more anime because my daughter April and I, she likes anime, so we always try to find one we're going to watch together. We watched One Punch Man, and then the same guy that did that one did another one called Mob Psycho 100. And we watched that. Both of those are basically like a guy or a kid with
who loses a sandwich.
has all these massive powers, but doesn't really. How would you explain it? Doesn't necessarily want to have to use them or something, or I don't know. Kind of a strange hero. In Mob, he's very, very, I guess you'd say, lawful good. But it's a weird thing where he kind of talks to his enemies that he's fighting, and he doesn't want to fight them and stuff, and over the conversation or whatever, and he's massive defenses with his telekinesis or something. And he always ends up winning them over, and they join his side. And both of these kind of are heroes that sort of they develop a team that just kind of follows them. Just shows up, kind of. He doesn't recruit them or anything. They just sort of end up together like friends and hang out and play video games or whatever. I don't know. Just weird. But then I found another one. I can't remember what it's called. Dohedoro or something like that. There's a guy with... he's cursed by, or no, not cursed. It's something. Basically, they're in this place called the Hole, and sorcerers live in this other area, the Sorcerer Land, I guess. They have these doors that they go to and from, and the sorcerer ended up changing his head to a reptile head, and he wants to kill the sorcerer that turned his head into a reptile so that he can get his head back. So that's a weird one. It's more dystopian, I guess. Pretty gruesome sometimes. It kind of reminds me of the 80s like heavy metal animated. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, Heavy Metal, based on
a long time ago.
Yeah. That people like John Candy and stuff. He does a voice for one of the characters. Anyway, it kind of reminds me of that sort of animation, sort of, and just. Not the humor is odd. I don't know.
Where do you find these? Are they on like?
Well, this one's on Netflix.
Okay.
Dohedoro or whatever it's called.
My Neighbor Dohedoro.
John Torturo.
Yeah, wasn't he in Severance?
This big huggable bear thing.
That's
tree god.
Speaking of Netflix, so I mentioned a while back we saw Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
Stand up I think it was last fall.
Oh, does he have a show?
And he has a new Netflix show out that's, I think, basically that show.
Oh, okay. Well, then now I can see that.
And I highly recommend it. It was very funny when we saw it live, and I think it was taped in Denver or something. But it's I think it's the same deal.
Crunchyroll is where we see most of the anime stuff.
Of course.
But a lot of the services have whatever they're called, cable channels. No, a lot of them have anime sections now too. Netflix has got a pretty robust selection. So sometimes I try to find it on one because Crunchyroll premium's pretty expensive, so we have to watch the ads. But if you can find the show, sometimes they're on a different server also, service or whatever they call it.
Aye, that's cool.
And they're usually about 25 minutes long, so that's with the first episode of Severance I watched. I paused it and I thought I got to go to bed, and it was at 25 minutes. That's about my time limit for watching shows now.
I hear you. Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't know.
Nice.
I think that's all I got. I don't know.
That's all I got. So yeah, we don't know if this is going to be episode 79 or 80.
Yeah, I guess
The
narrator will tell us.
Wrong. I've already told everyone. This is episode 80, or was Don Bardo.
Oh, he's already started doing the other one.
Damn it.
If that one becomes episode 80, you'll have to change this intro.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Things are messed up. It'll be worth it, I promise. Because we want to maintain that high quality you're all accustomed to.
And thanks for listening.
That's right. Well,
so whatever episode this was, but this was nice.
This
being
has
out
been
here.
good, yeah.
I got my rusty gate.
You got your rusty gate.
Was that a drink? There's a rusty nail.
Yeah, there's got to be one. Oh, think about
rusty
that.
Gate. We'll make one. It's just
a rusty gate.
It's just a Malamar floating in a scotch.
In a Lafroig.
And you get a free tetanus shot.
A rusty
It's a little
rusty gate.
crumbly. The rusty gate.
All
Well,
right.
good night, Phil.
I'm still here.
Oh,
I can't just.
you mean I can't just stop and you disappear?
It'll take me a little while to put my microwave.
Oh, microwave.
Oh, I did get my booster shot, so
Yeah, I got mine this week
I know
too.
I can see microwaves now.
That's right. I got my chip upgrade.
Yay!
All hail Bill Gates' chips. I'd like some chips.
Mm.
Mhm.
Huh.
Mhm.
Huh.
Mhm.
Huh.
Mhm.
Huh.
In a world without leaning, two men stand alone, leaning. Time to lean. It's time to lean. In a world without leaning. In a world without meaning. Take time to lean. We all need time to lean. You know what I mean? Take a break, take a stand. Every woman, non-binary and mad. It's time to lean. Time to lean. Lean on me when you are strong. Lean on me. It's never wrong.